Hey guys, this is DB Addict here, back with another video, and this one is going to be my review of this recent Stranger Things Part 2 chapter. Um, this video might get a little controversial, um, because unlike most people, I'm over this chapter already. I'm not gonna lie. Um, I am on the side that I genuinely do not find this killer fun to face. Um, I don't like the spamminess of this killer. Um, I don't like the playstyle of holding W and the boring playstyle of sprint burst running to just holding W mindlessly. I want to actually loop a killer. That's why I like facing Ghoul. Like, I'm one of the rare ones that enjoy facing Ghoul because it's just mindless, not mindlessly pre-drop, run to the next, hold W to the next loop. Whereas Ghoul, you actually have to loop him and all that. I like that play style. This killer, there's so many times where it's just like, I'm like, oh, that hits? Like, it shouldn't freaking hit, you know? And that's literally my only beef with him. Like, aesthetically, I think he's amazing. No shade at that. Perk wise, they're all right. I wish they would have buffed the turn back the clock. It has 3 restrictions on it that I don't understand why they didn't do anything with it. For 60 seconds, when you hook a survivor for 60 seconds, you get to telekinetically essentially blow up a generator if you're within 20 meters of that gen. The problem is, what they don't tell you is if there is literally the slightest obstacle blocking your line of sight, even if you're within that 20 meters, you cannot blow up that gen. Also, if the gen is already regressing, you can't stack more regression. So, for example, let's say you're a killer running Hex Ruin and the gen's regressing, and then you throw them on a Pain Res. Pain Res can add that 20% regression to that already regressing gen, you know? So Ruin and Pain Res synergize in that way. But if you use turn back the clock, you cannot regress it anymore. Not even with Pain Res. Pain Res won't even target that. I don't think, at least. But yeah, there are 3 restrictions on this perk, and I honestly wish they would buff it. Specifically, I either increase the 20-meter range or take away the line of sight on it. I don't agree with that. I'm not saying buff the regression. 10% is fine. But everything else, there's no reason for it to have 3 different restrictions on it, you know? Especially for a perk that the first new anti-gen perk in years. Let's see. Going back to Vecna here, I don't know what it is with his player base already, but in all my 8 years of playing this game, right, I have never been slugged so commonly in the last 2 days. In all my 8 years, in the last 2 days with this chapter, I don't know what it is, but every single Vecna player that I have come across resorts to slugging. And not even in a strategic way. Not even in a fact that the gens are about to get done. No, I got Vecna slugging at 3 to 4. Like, just going out of that way. They're running nurses calling and stuff, so if you try to go and pick up the slug, they just put their portal up, or the M2, and just bloop. And they're just doing it. And they can just spam it. You know? It's been very frustrating. Like, slugging is not meant to be how this killer gets used. That's not how his kit was designed. Not like Twins or Oni, when their kits are literally revolved around slugging. At least if you face a Twins or an Oni, you know you're gonna get slugged, because that's just how they're powered. That's how they were designed, right? But I shit you not, every single Vecna that I have faced is doing this, and it's just getting to me. It's making me hate this killer, because, like I said, in all my 8 years, slugging hasn't been a common occurrence, like, in my experience. I have not been slugged this frequently, and it's really frustrating. It's crashing me the hell out and making me hate this damn killer. Not only on top of the spamming, and this spamming reminds me of Crossu. And here's a clip for you. Man, I hope not. What are you aiming at? Oh my god! Just hit me. Like, it's just not okay. That's why I don't understand how people are saying that, oh, I love facing this killer. If you like facing this killer, that's fine. Like, more power to you. I personally don't. I personally do not find him fun to face. It's just, I don't know. I'm over the hype of this chapter, and I'm wondering, I'm not calling for them to, I'm not going to be on the side of the aisle where I'm going to call for this killer to get nerfed. However, I am definitely going to say I don't enjoy him. I don't enjoy facing him. I don't know if I'll be touching Survivor as much anymore now because of this guy. Like, this is the first killer. Like, and normally I'm a Sadako hater. Like, everybody who knows me knows I despise Sadako. This guy's skyrocketing up on my most hated killer list. And it's more so the fact that I don't like Sadako because I don't like the constant teleporting. Like, I find the Condemn playstyle extremely boring. It's like teleport, 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 because she doesn't have a cooldown. She can just teleport on a whim as much as she wants, and I don't like that. And it's just like this. Like, besides him being able to constantly spam, he doesn't get punished for missing, really. Even when I'm holding forward. Like, I'm still getting hit, and it makes no sense. Like, I know that's his counterplay, but I'm just not seeing it, you know? But that's my gripe with Vecna. Otherwise, aesthetically and all that, Mori's beautiful. Beautiful. Like, it's amazing, right? It's just like it's from the show. Perks, Eddie's, and, Dustin's. Sorry. I bought Eddie because I like Eddie, and I will be taking Eddie to P100. Perks, I don't understand why Behavior didn't nerf the teamwork perks. I've been seeing them a lot, and I know a lot of other killer players have been seeing them a lot, where you can complete generators in 27 seconds. They've been getting used a lot. The devs did not nerf those perks. They didn't tweak them in any way. Hardly anything from the PTB was tweaked, surprisingly enough. Other than that, those perks were the only things I had issue with and all that. Like, as far as like on a killer side perspective, it's just more gen rushing. And then yeah, turn back the clock. I wanted that buffed and everything. For those who are new here, when I make videos, they are completely unscripted. I probably should be more professional and script things, but I figured I'm just gonna rant and speak my mind and everything, and this is one of those videos where I like Stranger Things. I'm not a diehard super fan of Stranger Things, but I definitely will say that my excitement for this chapter is already out the window, and that's more so the fact that I'm getting tilted at Vecna. Like I said, they're just slugging to slug. Like, they're not even doing it in a strategic way. Like, it's so frustrating. Like, it's genuinely making my Survivor experience absolutely miserable. And I don't want to have to run perks. Like, I'm somebody who doesn't run exhaustion perks. I run dead hard, but specifically as an anti-tunnel perk. I don't run sprint burst. I don't run life, because I find those boring to face as killer. You know, like I'm not somebody who likes to run hard meta. And so anything that's kind of like making me like in a position where it's like, well, if you can't beat them, join them. I find that annoying, you know? I don't want to have to run I don't want to run sprint burst. I really don't. I really don't. My dog came to say hi. And I know like he's a victim of sprint burst and all that. And so I should run it if he's frustrating me this much, but I don't like having to run certain perks to have to counter. Hi. I'm making a video. Can I help you? I don't know. The people that I've been running with on Survivor, even they're getting frustrated with him. Which is sad because we were all excited for this chapter. I was excited for this chapter. I played against him in the PTB, and I didn't recall him being this frustrating to face in the PTB. I did a lot of Survivor in the PTB. So it's like, I don't understand why in the PTB I had fun dealing with this killer. But now it's on live servers, hardly anything's changed. Like, I don't know if I just didn't notice. I don't know what it is. I genuinely don't know what it is. But 100% I know it's a big skill issue on my part. So for anybody who tries to come in here in the comment section trying to come at me because I'm not enjoying this killer, how about instead of that, you give me some tips and tricks on counterplay, because I'm not having a good time. Like, I'm genuinely not. Because I know it's a skill issue on my part. It was the same way. I had the same issue. I think the last time I got really frustrated at a killer was Houndmaster. Because remember, back when Houndmaster first came out, she got kill switched in the event immediately. You couldn't use her. You didn't see her in the event. And I only played the event. The Bone Chill event when she came out, that's all I played, so I never saw her. So I never learned the counterplay to Houndmaster. Now I know the counterplay to Houndmaster, which is to camp the pallet and let the dog grab you and then stun the dog. Like, I didn't know that counterplay before. But this one, everybody and their moms is saying, hold forward, hold W, and sprint burst and all that other stuff. And like I said, one, I don't want to run sprint burst because I find it boring. I don't like the stay away from me meta. And two, there have been plenty of times, like I said, where I'm holding forward and I'm still getting just a little sliver, just a sliver. By my heel, I'm still getting hit by that M2. Maybe that could be something. Maybe there's something with the hitboxes going on. Maybe there's something going on there. I don't know. I just know that there are times where I'm getting hit that I shouldn't be, and that's frustrating. And with how frequently he can just spam it, just like Crossu, that's also frustrating, you know? And I just don't understand why we enjoy facing this spamminess. All the people saying they enjoy facing this Vecna, they're like, oh, we love facing him. He's so much fun. What's the difference between him being able, you're having fun getting him spamming and all, and they're like, oh, it's a 50-50. But if it's Crossu, like the clip I showed you a little bit ago, it's all like, oh no, that's not fun. We don't like Crossu. Everybody DCs to Crossu, and like you see even though you hardly ever see her anymore, she's still strong, but you hardly see her. But every time that you do see her, I get people who DC or they're like, oh, Crossu, like, because she's constantly spamming to get you infected with the stuff. Like, you know, Not a very professional review of this chapter, I know, a little bit more of a negative one, but I needed to vent. I needed to vent these frustrations because I'm just genuinely not having a good time. And that really sucks because I wanted to I want to have a good time. I love playing as Eddie and all these new survivors and stuff, and I just feel like I can't enjoy that with this new killer. And like I said, especially because majority of them, they're just slugging me. That's just how they're playing. Even though the killer is not designed that way, that's just how they're doing it. Even when they're not losing, they just slug. And it's like, I'm a killer who doesn't like to slug. You know, I don't slug unless I have to. So to see people actively going out of their way to slug just to do it, like I said, it wasn't a common thing. I've been playing this game for 8 years, and facing this much slugging hasn't been a common thing on my channel. Like in all my time, it's not that common. So to see it happening so frequently now, specifically with the new killer, because that's how his player base is playing him, it is very frustrating. You know, to go from not having to deal with a scenario to now dealing with it every time you face this character. It's, it's, like I said, it's probably just a skill issue on my part, but let me know what you think of this chapter in the comment section. If you agree, if you disagree, keep it civil, of course. We can disagree and have conversations, like, on what we could change or what could be done. Like I said, like, I'm not on the aisle of gutting this killer. I never want a killer gutted, but I do know something has to be done. I am on the side of the aisle where I don't enjoy facing him. If you do enjoy facing him and playing as him, then that's great. I'm so happy for you, but he's just not my cup of tea, I guess. But if you all enjoyed this video, please do hit that like button. Smash that follow button as well. We'd love to have you. I stream every Sunday through Thursday from 11:30 a.m. CST to 5 p.m. CST. Live both on YouTube and Twitch, so whichever your preference. Either way, love to have you as a member of my community. And I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.